radiators hissing like a snake inside the wall, while the gray light of the morning starts to shadows in the hall. I'm staring at a cup of coffee, black and bitter cold, feeling every single year that I never should have told. The floorboards are a map of everywhere I've tried to flee, but the concrete of the city is the only thing I see. My coat is on the chair, smelling like the neon smoke, and the punchline of a story that I wish I never spoke. I've got the grit of the gravel underneath my fingernails, trying to piece together all these half-forgotten tales. The world is moving on outside the dirty window pane, while I'm drowning in the silence of a slow and steady rain. There's a ringing in my ears from the ghost of last night's roar, and a heavy-duty padlock hanging on the bedroom door. I'm looking for a reason just to put my boots back on, when the magic and the mystery are already long gone. Oh, it's just cold coffee and concrete, a heavy kind of life, cutting through the spirit like a dull and rusty knife. I'm a whiskey girl drifting through a heavy metal town, where the only way to move is slowly going down. I've got the blues in my marrow and the rock inside my soul, trying to find the pieces of the heart I couldn't hold. Yeah, cold coffee and concrete. I remember when the whiskey tasted like a golden dream, before the reality started ripping at the seam. Now it's just a fuel to keep the engine turning slow, across the jagged pavement where the bitter breezes blow. I see the empty bottles lined up like a firing squad, waiting for the judgment of a tired, lonely God. I've traded in my velvet for a suit of denim blue, trying to scrub the memory of a man as cold as you. The streetlights are still humming in the middle of the day, mocking all the shadows that'll never go away. I'm an island in the kitchen, I'm a mountain in the hall, waiting for the gravity to finally make me fall. It's just cold coffee and concrete, a heavy kind of life, cutting through the spirit like a dull and rusty knife. I'm a whiskey girl drifting through a heavy metal town, where the only way to move is slowly going down. I've got the blues in my marrow and the rock inside my soul, trying to find the pieces of the heart I couldn't hold. Yeah, cold coffee and concrete. I'm not looking for a hand, I'm not looking for a light, I'm just trying to survive the ending of the fight. The concrete is hard and the coffee is black, and there ain't no road that's gonna lead me back. Cold rebate. The shadows have grown longer since I first sat in this chair, and I'm tangling my fingers in my messy tangled hair. The city's getting louder as the evening starts to creep, but I'm 1,000 miles away from a decent night of sleep. I'll stand up from the table and I'll walk toward the door, knowing that the concrete's gonna ask for even more. One more cup of bitterness, one more heavy stride into the lonely places where the whiskey girls all hide. Oh, it's just cold coffee and concrete, a heavy kind of life, cutting through the spirit like a dull and rusty knife. I'm a whiskey girl drifting through a heavy metal town, where the only way to move is slowly going down. I've got the blues in my marrow and the rock inside my soul, trying to find the pieces of the heart I couldn't hold. Yeah, cold coffee and concrete. red clay is clinging to the leather of my soul, like the ghosts of the promises that lost their control. I walked across a desert where the silence is a scream, and I've slept in the gutters of a shattered neon dream. The sky is hanging heavy like a curtain made of lead, with 1,000 bitter words that I should have never said. I'm carrying the gravity of every bridge I burned, and the jagged little lessons that I never quite learned. The sun is just a witness with a cold and yellow eye, watching me crawl back under this bruised and purple sky. I don't need a greeting and I don't need a hand, I'm just reclaiming my footprint in this godforsaken land. You can hear me coming from 100 miles away, like the thunder rolling in at the closing of the day. It ain't a heartbeat, baby, it's a rhythmic kind of war, a sound you haven't heard around these parts no more. Oh, can you feel the pressure of the iron heel, crashing down the memories that I don't wanna feel? It's a heavyweight rhythm, it's a slow motion grind, leaving all the weakness and the mercy far behind. I'm the mountain moving, I'm the turning of the tide, with nowhere left for all your little secrets to hide. Yeah, it's the iron heel. The town is held together by some spitting rusty wire, while I'm walking through the center like a slow burning fire. I see you standing there with your jaw upon the floor, wondering why the wolf is knocking at your kitchen door. I didn't come for silver and I didn't come for gold, I came to collect the pieces of the spirit that you sold. My shadow is a giant stretching out across the square, I'm breathing in the electricity inside the stagnant air. Every step I take is like a hammer on a nail, driving in the coffin of a long and weary tale. I'm the iron in the water, I'm the salt inside the wound, the harbinger of silence in a city out of tune. Oh, can you feel the pressure of the iron heel, crushing down the memories that I don't wanna feel? It's a heavyweight rhythm, it's a slow motion grind, leaving all the weakness and the mercy far behind. I'm the mountain moving, I'm the turning of the tide, with nowhere left for all your little secrets to hide. Yeah, it's the iron heel. I've been pressed into the dirt, I've been buried in the silt, but you can't suffocate the fire with the weight of all your guilt. I'm the diamond in the coal, I'm the iron in the soul, and I'm taking back control. Tremors remain, I'm the only thing moving through the pouring rain. I've reached the final station, I've reached the end of the line, and everything I see here is rightfully mine. I'll leave a path of craters where the flowers used to grow, letting everybody see what the heavy-hearted know. The road is long and lonely, but the destination's clear. I finally found the courage to face my biggest fear. Oh, can you feel the pressure of the iron heel, crushing down the memories that I don't wanna feel? It's a heavyweight rhythm, it's a slow motion grind, leaving all the weakness and the mercy far behind. I'm the mountain moving, I'm the turning of the tide, with nowhere left for all your little secrets to hide. The sun is rising red over the razor-wire fence. I'm waking up again without a shred of self-defense. They built a wall of whispers and a fortress made of spy to keep me from the mercy of the coming morning light. I got a pedigree of trouble and a history of scars. I've spent 1,000 lifetimes staring through the iron bars. My shadow is a ghost that's tied to every step I take, a heavy hollow reminder of every big mistake. I see the neighbors watching from behind the heavy blinds, mapping out the madness inside the narrow minds. They think they know the rhythm of the blood inside my veins, but they don't know the alchemy of living in these chains. The rust is eating deep into the silver and the chrome in this cold and bitter place that I am forced to call a home. The padlock is a witness to the secrets that I keep, while the rest of this tired city is buried fast asleep. Oh, I'm living with a chain link heart, rusted and gray, tangled in the wreckage of a lonely yesterday. It's a heavy metal burden, it's a jagged kind of beat, dragging all my failures down this dusty dead-end street. You can't break the spirit if the spirit's made of steel, but you can't imagine how the cold reflection feels. Yeah, it's a chain link heart. Yeah, it's a chain link heart. The diner and the jukebox skipped a note. I felt the familiar judgment rising in my throat. A woman in the corner clutched her plastic string of pearls, as if I was the ghost of all the world's forgotten girls. I got a blueprint of the alleys and a map of every sting. I felt the sharpest winter that a lonely soul can bring. My reputation is a code that's never quite in style, hiding all the weariness behind a jagged smile. I'm the architect of ruins, I'm the daughter of the storm, looking for a fire that is ever gonna keep me warm. But the wood is always damp and the matches never light in the middle of this long and suffocating night. Oh, I'm living with a chain link heart, rusted and gray, tangled in the wreckage of a lonely yesterday. It's a heavy metal burden, it's a jagged kind of beat, dragging all my failures down this dusty dead-end street. You can't break the spirit if the spirit's made of steel, but you can't imagine how the cold reflection feels. You tell, locked inside a heaven that feels exactly like a hell. Every link is a promise that I couldn't find the strength to keep. Every rattle is a memory that's buried way too deep. Approaching with a cold and purple haze. I'm counting up the minutes and I'm counting up the days. I'll find a pair of bolt cutters, I'll snip the silver wire and set this whole damn neighborhood on cleansing kind of fire. Until that day arrives, I'll wear the metal on my chest and give the demons in my head a little bit of rest. I'm standing watching all my illusions slowly start to sink. Oh, I'm living with a chain link heart, rusted and gray, tangled in the wreckage of a lonely yesterday. It's a heavy metal burden, it's a jagged kind of beat, dragging all my failures down this dusty dead-end street. You can't break the spirit if the spirit's made of steel, but you can't imagine how the cold reflection feels. It's a chain link heart. Yeah, it's a chain link thick enough to choke a ghost in this hall. I'm watching the paint start to blister on the wall. You're sitting there talking with that silver tongue grace, while I'm mapping out the anger on your pretty little face. I've been the quiet water, I've been the gentle breeze, but I'm tired of crawling on my weary bloody knees. There's a hum in the wires, there's a buzz in the light. I'm the fuse that is burning in the middle of the night. The glass in the window is starting to vibrate and moan, like a dog that's been chewing on a dry and dusty bone. I can feel the electricity dancing on my skin, waiting for the moment to let the wreckage begin. The pressure is mounting, the valve is stuck tight, the shadows are fleeing from the coming of the light. You think you can cool me with a bucket of ice, baby, you better think about that advice twice. Oh, can't you see the mercury is rising in the tube? I'm a red hot engine in a world of static groove. It's a heavy heat rhythm, it's a fever in the soul. I'm losing my grip and I'm losing my control. One more whisper, one more jagged little lie, and I'm gonna set a fire to the limit of the sky. Yeah, the mercury is rising. The thermometer is snapping under the weight of the heat. I'm a localized volcano on a quiet little street. You kept me in a cellar, you kept me in the dark, but you forgot that even ashes can harbor a spark. I'm the steam in the kettle, I'm the oil in the flame, and I'm done with the whispers that follow my name. The birds have stopped singing, the dogs have gone to ground, because they know the terror of a high voltage sound. I'm shedding my velvet, I'm shedding my grace, leaving nothing but the thunder in this hollowed out space. You can pray to the clouds for a drop of the rain, but there ain't enough water to settle this pain. Oh, can't you see the mercury is rising in the tube? I'm a red hot engine in a world of static roof. It's a heavy heat rhythm, it's a fever in the soul. I'm losing my grip and I'm losing my control. One more whisper, one more jagged little lie, and I'm gonna set a fire to the limit of the sky. Yeah, the mercury is rising. Red line is crossing, safety is off. Go ahead and laugh, go ahead and scoff, but when the glass shatters and the spirit ignites, I'll be the only thing burning through the longest of nights. As the temperature climbs, I'm the living consequence of all your petty crimes. There's no use in running, there's no use in the shade. You're gonna stand and witness the monster you made. The smell of the ozone is sharp in the room as I weave the final thread on the heavy metal loom. I'm the white hot center of a dying falling star, reaching for the pieces of the way things really are. Can't you see the mercury is rising in the tube? I'm a red hot engine in a world of stacking rube. It's a heavy heat rhythm, it's a fever in the soul. I'm losing my grip and I'm losing my control. One more whisper, one more jagged little lie, and I'm gonna set a fire to the limit of the sky. Yeah, the mercury is rising. It's too hard to touch, baby. Told you it'd snap. The bottle's getting light and the shadows getting long. I'm humming the remains of a bitter, dusty song. I see you perched up yonder on that rusted silver line, waiting for the moment that I finally resign. You've been circling my rooftop since the sun began to fade, hoping I'm the victim of the choices I have made. But I'm seasoned like the barrel of a 100-year-old rye. I've got a lot of living left before I ever die. The labels on the floor are like the skins that I have shed, while you're dreaming of the spirit that you think is almost dead. Keep your eyes upon the movement of my heavy-lidded gaze. I'm just finding my direction through the amber-colored haze. The wire is thin and the wind is starting to howl. I see the hunger hiding underneath your feathered cowl, but I ain't easy pickings for a scavenger like you. I've got a jagged edge and a darker shade of blue. Oh, there's a vulture on the wire, watching every move I make, counting up the hours and the breaths that I still take. He's looking for a weakness, he's looking for a fall, but I'm standing like a fortress with my back against the wall. Drink another measure, let the fire reach my bones. I'm the queen of all the wreckage, edge, and the solitary thrones. Yeah, watch the vulture on the wire. My hands are a little shaky, but my aim is still as true as the day I walked away from a hollow man like you. This whiskey is a medicine, a stinging golden shield, protecting all the secrets that I'm never gonna yield. I see the way you flicker in the dying neon light, thinking that the darkness is gonna win the fight tonight. I've survived the winter, I've survived the flood, with the taste of iron and the copper in my blood. So sharpen up your talons and adjust your dusty wing. I'm the only songbirds that the winter's gonna sing. I'll pour another glass and a toast to your patience while I'm navigating through these lonely manifestations. Oh, there's a vulture on the wire, watching every move I make, counting I'm not the meat upon the bone, I'm the marrow in the stone, I'm the echo in the canyon, I am walking all alone. You can wait until the morning, you can wait until the end, but the willow in the water is a branch that'll never bend. Let it burn. I can feel your heavy presence in the cool and midnight air. But the sun is gonna rise and find me sitting in this chair, with a glass held to the sky and a fistful of my hair. I'm the daughter of the bottle and the sister of the storm, and I don't need your mercy to keep my spirit warm. So fly on back to nowhere, find a softer soul to haunt. I got everything I need and I've got everything I want. Oh, there's a vulture on the wire, watching every move I make, counting up the hours and the breaths that I still take. He's looking for a weakness, he's looking for a fall, but I'm standing like a fortress with my back against the wall. Drink another measure, let the fire reach my bones. I'm the queen of all the wreckage and the solitary thrones. Yeah, watch the vulture on the wire. Keep on waiting, I ain't done yet, not by a long shot. Whiskey bird. I went down to the river to wash my sins, but the water was on fire. Oh, the wooden pews are empty and the altar's covered in dust, while my silver-plated spit is turning into rust. Had a Bible in my left hand and a bottle in my right, trying to negotiate the middle of the night. The preacher's words are hollow like a drum without a skin. He don't know the heavy weather of the places that I've been. I'm smelling like the highway and I'm smelling like the fuel of a woman who was raised in a broken-hearted school. I've been praying for a miracle, I've been praying for a sign, but the only thing I'm finding is the bottom of the wine. There's a flickering of spirit in the shadows of the nave, but I'm looking for a fire that is powerful enough to save. The congregation's sleeping, but the devil's wide awake, counting every promise that I'm bound to eventually break. I'm standing at the crossroads with a can of kerosene, waiting for the Holy Ghost to wash my conscience clean. Oh, it's just gasoline and gospel burning in my veins, trying to find the glory through the static and the rains. Oh, it's a heavy metal prayer, it's a whiskey-soaked plea, looking for the version of the girl I used to be. I'm a sinner in the choir, I'm a saint inside the bar, chasing down the light of a distant dying star. Yeah, gasoline and gospel. I poured a little liquor on the thirsty hollow ground, looking for a rhythm that I haven't already found. The stained glass is reflecting all the colors of my shame, while the wind outside is whispering my long forgot a name. I've got the octane in my spirit and the scripture on my tongue, singing every anthem that was never meant to be sung. The road is paved with copper and the sky is made of zinc. I'm standing on the precipice, I'm standing on the brink. You can offer me the water, you can offer me the bread, but I'll take the heat and thunder of a lonely life instead. I'm the architect of chaos, I'm the daughter of the light, fighting for my soul in the middle of a fist fight. Morning light is breaking through the smoke and through the haze. I'm still standing here at the ending of the maze. I'll leave the church behind me and I'll head back to the car, knowing exactly who and exactly what I are. A little bit of heaven and a whole lot of the street, walking to the rhythm of a heavy metal beat. I'll keep the fire burning, I'll keep the bottle closed, and offer up a toast to the holy and the gold. Gasoline, so pass me the heart. The floor is a minefield of 100 tiny stars, reflecting the neon of the closing corner bars. I'm sitting in the wreckage of a bottle of the best, trying to find a place where a heavy heart can rest. I drop the crystal carafe and I watch the spirits spill across the dusty floorboards and the jagged windowsill. It's the liquid gold of heaven and the fire of the deep, keeping me company while the city is asleep. I've got a sliver in my palm and a fever in my brain. Listen to the rhythm of the city's steady rain. Every shard is a memory of a face I used to know before the whiskey took the lead and told me where to go. The air is getting thinner as the bottle reaches low. I've got a destination, but I've got nowhere to go. The bourbon is a blanket and the glass is like a crown in this hollow kingdom where I'm slowly going down. Oh, it's just broken glass and bourbon, the perfume of the night, the only things I'm holding in the absence of the light. It's a heavy metal sorrow, it's a whiskey soul grind, leaving all the hope and the mercy far behind. I'm walking on the edges of the promises I broke, turning every prayer into a cloud of silver smoke. Yeah, broken glass and bourbon. I see a jagged fragment with a sliver of my face, hiding in the corner of this godforsaken place. My eyes are looking back at me, tired and rimmed with red, wishing for the quiet of a cold and lonely bed. I poured another measure just to settle down the dust, while the iron in my spirit is turning into rust. The label's torn and tattered like the dress I wore tonight when I thought I could be pretty in a different kind of light. But the bourbon tells the truth and the glass don't ever lie about the way the seasons and the heavy years go by. I'm the queen of all the slivers, I'm the lady of the wreck, with a string of amber liquid dripping down my weary neck. Oh, it's just broken glass and bourbon, the perfume of the night, the only things I'm holding in the absence of the light. It's a heavy metal sorrow, it's a whiskey soul grind, leaving all the hope and the mercy far behind. I'm walking on the edges of the promises I broke, turning every prayer into a cloud of silver smoke. Yeah, broken, broken, broken glass and bourbon. Oh, then sweep it up, let it stay right where it fell. It's the architecture of my own private hell. I'm comfortable here in the sharp and the sting. It's the only kind of feeling that the bourbon's gonna bring. The bottle's empty now and the sun is almost here, and I'm watching every shadow slowly start to disappear. I'll wrap my hands in denim and I'll pick up all the pieces of the life that never offers any temporary leases. I'll throw it in the river and I'll watch the ripples spread and try to find the courage for the day that lies ahead. But the smell of oak and fire is gonna linger on my skin until I find another way to let the night begin. Oh, it's just broken glass and bourbon, the perfume of the night, the only things I'm holding in the absence of the light. It's a heavy metal sorrow, it's a whiskey soul grind, leaving all the hope and the mercy far behind. I'm walking on the edges of the promises I broke, turning every prayer into a cloud of silver smoke. Yeah, broken, broken glass and bourbon. Sweep it under the rug. The bourbon's gone, and so am I, broken, but still standing. But still standing. I've been under the mountain, I've been under the sea. I felt the weight of the world trying to flatten me. You took a heavy hammer to my spirit and my pride, thinking I'd have nowhere left for a broken soul to hide. But the pressure of the darkness and the heat of the fire only turned my weary bones into a live wire. I ain't a lump of coal and I ain't a piece of glass. I'm the jagged little truth, watching all the shadows pass. Every blow you delivered only polished off the stone. Now I'm sitting on a throne that I built on my own. I'm a million different pieces and they're all shining bright, cutting through the fabric of your long and lonely night. The floor is covered in the dust of who I used to be, but the girl that's standing here is finally dangerously free. You can't put me back together, you can't fix the cracks, and I'm never, ever, ever gonna look back. Oh, I'm a shattered diamond, see the way I catch the light. 1,000 jagged edges ready for a heavy fight. It's a heavy metal sparkle, it's a whiskey flavored gleam, the beautiful disaster of a broken hearted dream. You can try to sweep me up, but I'll cut you to the bone. The hardest living thing that this world has ever known. Yeah, I'm a shattered diamond. I walked into the sunlight and I felt the city burn with a different kind of lesson that I didn't have to learn. I'm wearing all my fractures like a suit of silver metal. I'm the iron in the engine, I'm the wind inside the sail. The whiskey didn't drown me, it just washed away the grime, leaving me the master of my own distorted time. I see you looking at me with a look of pure surprise, seeing all the constellations burning in my eyes. I'm not a tragedy, baby, I'm a localized storm, a cold-blooded beauty that's starting to paved with silver, and the sky is made of gold. As I navigate the story that is waiting to be told, I leave a trail of glitter everywhere that I may go, letting every lonely spirit finally start to know that the cracks are where the light gets in and where the power grows. I'm the hardest kind of flower that the winter ever sowed. So watch your step, honey, and mind your clumsy hands. I'm the sharpest thing currently moving through these lands. Oh, I'm a shattered diamond, see the way I catch the light. 1,000 jagged edges ready for a heavy fight. It's a heavy metal sparkle, it's a whiskey-flavored gleam, the beautiful disaster of a broken-hearted dream. You can try to sweep me up, but I'll cut you to the bone. The hardest living thing that this world has ever known. Live harder than your heart, sharper than your light. Shine on, yeah. Shine on. I'm looking at the world through a glass of clouded brown, watching all the jagged edges slowly start to drown. You're a mystery in motion, you're a shadow in the light, the kind of beautiful mistake that feels exactly right. We're tangled in the curtain of a velvet-covered room, hiding from the heavy hand of the coming afternoon. I don't need the clarity, I don't need the sun. I'm perfectly contented with the damage we have done. Your touch is like a static charge, a low and steady hum, beating like the rhythm of a distant muffled drum. We're a pair of stones forgotten in the bottom of the stream, living out the logic of a whiskey-flavored dream. The air is thick with incense and the ghosts of cigarettes and the heavy sweet aroma of our shared and soft regrets. We're drifting in the amber, we're frozen in the haze, finding all the exits in this smoky little maze. Oh, it's just smoky quartz, clouded and deep, the kind of secret that the shadows like to keep. It's a heavy soul rhythm, it's a slow motion fire, the haze is just a nation of a long and tired desire. You can't see the bottom and you can't see the core, but it keeps you coming back and asking for more. Yeah, smoky quartz. The whiskey's got a color that matches with your eyes, a million shades of autumn and a tracing out the patterns, the skin of your palm, finding a temporary and a heavy kind of calm. We're not the clear-cut diamonds of a high society street. We're the grit and the gravel where the earth and fire meet. I like the way the vision blurs around the very edge, living on the limit of a high and rocky ledge. There's a comfort in the darkness, there's a mercy in the gloom, as we dance around the borders of our inevitable doom. I'll wrap myself in velvet and I'll wrap myself in you, and wait for the arrival of the morning's bitter blue. Oh, it's just smoky quartz, clouded and deep, the kind of secret that the shadows like to keep. It's a heavy soul rhythm, it's a slow motion fire, the haze's destination of a long and tight desire. You can't see the bottom and you can't see the core, but it keeps you coming back and asking for more. Yeah, smoky quartz. Don't turn on the lamp, don't blow away the smoke. I'm finally comfortable with the words we never spoke. Let the world stay blurry, let the truth stay hid. I'm happy with the trouble that we eventually did. Has finally melted, but the flavor's still the same. A slow and steady burning that doesn't have a name. I'll stay inside this bubble of resin and a stone until the heavy morning comes to claim its hollow throne. We're the kings of the twilight, we're the masters of the gray, finding every reason just to turn the world away. So pour another measure and let the curtains fall against the solid pressure of the bedroom wall. Oh, it's just smoky quartz, clouded and deep, the kind of secret that the shadows like to keep. It's a heavy soul rhythm, it's a slow motion fire, hazy destination of a long and tired desire. You can't see the bottom and you can't see the core, but it keeps you coming back and asking for more. Yeah, smoky quartz. I've been through the fire when I didn't just survive, I blow. a kid, a blossom in the wind, waiting for the winter, for the ending to begin.